What up, guys? Welcome to Redirekt, the podcast where we redirect purpose through fresh conversations, ideas, and perspectives. To my right, I have KARION.
What up, guys? You know, today I'm not the host with the most. I'm just the most.
Okay. And then next to me,
You're gonna say my name,
DEVON Brockett.
Yeah.
And I'm Raven Jackson, the main host, the heart and soul, the executive director, and the reason why we are all here.
I just want to let y'all know it took Raven like 8 times to get that intro right.
And that's fine.
So I'm just gonna put that out there.
And that was actually really fun. I'm actually jealous of your job, KARION.
But before we get started, make sure y'all follow us on our social medias on Instagram and Facebook at the Redirekt Podcast. You know, I like to do it right on the first time.
Okay.
So make sure y'all follow us there, interact with us, and make sure y'all give us 5 stars on any other platforms. 5 stars equals no hands. Anything else, 2 hands.
Okay.
Actually, no, 6 hands.
I'm about to say, yeah.
We all going.
Well,
We throwing in Raven first.
Yeah.
okay.
QR, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my job now.
Oh,
So
okay.
Black Business of
You don't even know how to say her
Go
name.
ahead, take that.
Black Business of the Week is my cousin Dejanique. She has a spoken word page. It's speak_NEK. And she writes her original spoken word. And her main page is Blahneek, BLAHH_NEK, where she also does hair. So if you want to support the Black Business of the Week, you can go ahead and go to her Instagram page. And she writes really good stuff. So if you're into that, there you go.
Is she local or what city is she out of?
I did not figure that out, but but I'm saying she moved. So she was originally in Daytona, Florida, but I think she moved to North Carolina. So
you're from North, and you in North Kakalaki. Go ahead, hit her up.
We don't call it Daytona, we call it NASCAR, Florida, guys.
oh my gosh, no one in Daytona goes there. But okay, check in. How's everyone doing?
You just want to take everybody's job today, huh? We're going to let you run the podcast.
No. Actually, no.
Karan, go ahead and do your check-in because she asked how we doing.
I am doing good. Had a pretty eventful weekend. Wasn't planning on it, of course. You know how my life turns out. A lot of family and friends came up. Got to hang out with my boys. Bet on CD. Talked a little bit about podcast stuff and everything. Trying to help them out. Just chopping it up and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So and today I get to rush back home and practice my guitar before my last rehearsal for my show next week. So
Yeah. That's going to be on Instagram too, so I'm excited to see him play in person. I got to wear 3 masks when I go up in that hotel.
Yeah, it'd be packed.
Don't listen to him. It does not be packed.
It's packed last time I went.
And that was before COVID. No, actually, that was that other one. That small place.
COVID, bro.
That was that small place. But this one that we've been doing it at recently hasn't been packed.
Okay. Well, how are you, DEVON?
Kind of a mix of things. I've rested this weekend, so that was good for me. And then I found out my dad got injured, so that was challenging.
Yeah, kind of shook you up.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was beating up little kids on
Okay.
why you say it like that? You didn't let me
You better put some context to that.
Right.
beating up little kids in Pokemon Sword and Shield.
It says Sword.
Shut up. I can't say it again. I ain't gonna say it again.
What do
But
you
you know how you be walking and you see like the little kids and they be running up. They see you and they do that little screen thing.
You talking about the computers?
No, yeah.
You out here fighting computer? I might care about you
No,
beating
bro,
no
I be
computer.
walking through the grass and then you get in that little clearing and it be a little kid like they just be staring at you. I'm like, what's up? And then you gotta challenge them.
He over here bragging about beating the computer,
I sure
y'all.
do.
So do you play on the computer?
Well, no, it's on the Switch.
Oh, okay. Okay, you had an eventful weekend.
I showed them no mercy too. My team stacked.
Challenge me tonight, then.
Huh?
Challenge me tonight.
Nah, bro, you like a God, he been playing Pokemon for like 25 years, y'all.
Did
It's
you
not fair.
did you
fair.
not just say that your team was stacked?
Against a computer
Okay.
child? You're a whole adult. You've been playing this game for a year. It's not fair. I just started playing.
That's so funny.
What about you, QR?
For me, I guess my check-in will surround around anime. So I started Death Note yesterday, and a couple weeks ago I started My Hero Academia. So far, I'm not really sold, but I'm only a few episodes in, so these two keep telling me to push through, but I don't know. I fell in love with Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan in like a couple episodes, so I'm just not convinced.
I'm putting this clip right here on social media so you can get slandered.
Okay, I'm okay with the slander. I mean, because I'm okay with going back later and be like, okay, you guys were right. But if y'all are wrong, I will say that.
I've done that before. I mean, Karan will tell you that. He'll mention something, I'll be like, bro, I ain't feeling this. And I take my time and I come back to it and I enjoy it the second time. So.
That's how he was on Attack on Titan.
Yeah, see, guys, why don't they just listen to me the first time? You see, clearly he said he go back and like, you know what, Karan was right. Clearly I was right the first time.
It's just not.
Yeah, but when you watch animes that catches you in the first episode, you're like every and mind you, I'm new, so I'm thinking that every anime is gonna make me feel that way, and it's not.
You want something that's gonna catch you in the first episode? I got some animes for you. Then.
Well, that's what I was asking for, but you keep giving me slow.
No. The way he said it, like you gonna learn Karan. That is not a good thing.
Okay.
You don't want those animes. I know one in particular he talking about.
That's the first
If
one.
it's
That's the only one.
The dungeon one. Don't watch that right. I haven't even seen it, but I've heard enough.
Okay.
I should have said that.
But anyways, before we really get started, nobody really addressed the blue elephant in the room or the blue Yeti in the room.
Oh yeah, I finally got a mic, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm turning it around so y'all can see the blue Yeti part.
So they can't hear you.
Right.
Yeah, I guess. But I'm super excited. I feel official now to the team. So congrats on me.
Yeah.
Congrats on being different.
Right.
Yeah. I had to be
I
different.
had to get a blue one.
I had to get a blue one.
Anyways, what kind of music have y'all been listening to? Like to kind of finish the check-in. Because I had that up there and ain't nobody read it. Because clearly.
You said it was optional.
Yeah, you
Follow
really did say it was
instructions.
optional. But anyways, like I don't want to lie now, but I have been listening to Justin Bieber's new album, Justice. And I'm not really sold yet, but I do like the song Peaches. And he performed it beautifully on his tiny home desk.
Raven said he has an interlude with MLK and she loves it.
No, I didn't.
that's part of the album. So
His album is dedicated to like social justice or whatever, but I haven't heard one song. Well, I haven't finished listening to the album yet, but I haven't heard one song that was dedicated to like social justice. But he does have an MLK interlude, and all his features are black artists. So
Just his way to get a black listener.
no, yeah, I agree, but I still like his music, so I can't even cap on
He
that.
didn't really have to do that because black people already listened to him.
Well, I think it wasn't about doing that. Getting black listeners was put to pay tribute.
Okay.
So
Cool. Karan.
Try not to mess up their names. I've been listening to, I believe it's Mansour Brown and Yusuf Days. One's a drummer and the other's a guitarist, and I like listening to their music for inspiration, so I can be inspired to actually practice.
Yeah.
so it's just acoustics.
No, I can show it to y'all. It's like basically it's full blown out music, just no lyrics and nothing like that.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
instrumentals.
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I've been listening to Duckworth. He has this, I don't know if it's an EP or album, but it's called Super Vibes. It's real dope.
Okay.
Y'all should check it out.
All right. Yeah, music. New Music Fridays are the best.
Feast the soul. Feast the soul. So, guys, we're talking about a topic today that everybody, I'm sure, has had a conversation about. If you are in your 20s, you probably had a conversation about it in your teens as well. I don't know your life. We're talking about marriage today. There's a tweet that Lil Nas X did. Raven, do you want to read it, or would you like to read it?
Yeah, so he tweeted, this was like a couple weeks ago. He was like, I feel like weddings are dope, but not marriage. It's time we normalize weddings without the bondage of being with someone for the rest of your life. So I saw someone repost this on their Instagram, and I was like, and she was totally against it. She was like, no, marriage is for commitment, it's for bondage and whatever like that. And I'm like, okay, for you. You know, it's not like that for a lot of people. So I think that should be normalized. You know, I feel like people shouldn't be cornered into getting a whole marriage and signing documents and all that other stuff. I didn't mean to stick my opinion in this so fast, but
No, that was good.
That's you.
That's usually what I do.
How do y'all feel?
I was trying to figure out what he meant by that. Basically, take the wedding out of marriage. So is he just saying let's have a celebration without being together forever? No. So basically, just have a party and call it a wedding.
So like the celebration of a relationship.
But you can do that. I'm with Karan. I wanted more context. Like,
Yeah.
So what do you like? That he doesn't want the legal aspect of marriage.
Yeah, like he doesn't want like the.
So let's
I
say
think he likes the party.
so one of us get into a relationship, so we should throw a celebration for that. And his work, throw a wedding for that.
But you ain't even got to call it a wedding. So
that's why I did the air quotes, throw a wedding.
Yeah, and I'm with Karan. It's like, why do we try? And again, I don't know the complete context. I don't know what his thoughts behind it was, but we don't have to change things because we don't like something about it. You can create something new instead of trying to change something that's already in place. So like, weddings have been around for I don't know how long. We know that they're tied to religion mostly, So it's like, if you don't want to do that, do something different. Have a relationship party. Celebration of commitmentship. I don't know what you want to call it.
Go ahead and buy that promise ring.
Yeah, buy a promise ring.
Yeah, I guess because I think my guess is that people were just mad because people get offended because they think he's trying to take away marriage and like what people actually want. Because a lot of people want to get married, they want the wedding, they want all that. And I guess people got triggered that they're trying to take that. He's trying to take that away from them, but I don't even think that's the case. Like he just wants other people to have the opportunity to do what they want.
Yeah, and I ain't mad at it. I mean, by all means, do what you want as long as you ain't hurt nobody. But
yeah,
and it doesn't even look like he's trying like to push for weddings being changed. So I mean, it ain't really nothing to get mad about.
And I can even imagine it's different for him because he is gay. So he's already not the traditional marriage man. So like it's already gonna look different for him in general if he were to get married.
How would y'all do this if you wanted to get married but not have like the legal ties to it? What would you call it and what would you do? How would you celebrate it?
I'll let Karan go first.
I'm trying to think of how I would do this.
Yeah.
If you got thoughts, go ahead.
Yeah, you seem like you were ready.
No, I was actually thinking about this a couple of weeks ago. Someone posted saying like, get married without signing documents. Like, because it kind of goes with the prenup thing. Like, wow, like having someone bound to you in a contract, like, and you got to go, if y'all do get a divorce, y'all got to go through all of that energy to like separate your lives. And yes, that's negative thinking. Like, why would you get married to somebody and then, prepared to get a divorce? Like, I know that's weird, but like, why do I have to sign my life over? Of course, it's for legal reasons. Like, say if I'm on my deathbed, like I want my husband to have, the right to say like what happens to me. Because if it's not written, then who will be able to do that?
Put it in your will.
Yeah, I could put him. Yeah.
I was just thinking because marriage is pretty much legal by the state. So once you're married, you're pretty much legally married. Yeah. If you just go from commitment to super commitment, then it's like you're still like, I get it, but you're still missing certain components. Like you say, you're on your deathbed or something like that. Granted, you can put it on your certain things in your will, but I'm quite sure some of that stuff can get tricky along the way.
It's a legal document, though.
So what?
It's a legal document.
Talking about the will? I'm quite sure some things probably still get tricky. I don't know. I never written a will before. Never been in somebody's will. Yeah. Somebody rich put me in your will.
Sponsor me.
All right.
But I just think it's hard for me to wrap my head around this idea of marriage without the whole, weddings without the marriage.
Yeah. I mean, could it only be that it's hard to wrap your head around it because it's new? It's a new idea?
What?
Like, you can't wrap your head around it because it's new. Like, it's something that you've never really thought of. It's not normalized.
I mean, I guess that, but like Devon said, weddings has been tied to marriage for so long. So maybe instead of saying that, instead just like I said, just come up with completely something new and call it something else. Okay, we have the weddings for this, but then we also have the super commitment for this.
Super commitment celebrations. Yeah. Bam, there we go.
Yeah, I don't like the way that sounds, but yeah.
For banners and everything.
Yeah.
I want to put out a disclaimer because somebody's going to say it when they're listening to this. We're not married. None of us here are married. I'm pretty sure them two have been engaged at some point in time. Not Devon.
So Devon been engaged to these streets.
Don't listen to Karan. I have been a saint this whole time. Okay. So I wanted to put that disclaimer out there. For me, it's like, of course, I always like looking at things from a historical context. So I was doing a little bit of research, and it was like marriage has been tied to like politics and power. So like that's why it was like this legal component put in there to like they weren't marrying for love, they were getting married so that they could tie together families.
Yeah, and like a business transaction.
Exactly. So that's probably where a lot of this comes from, and a lot of things change over time, but like the core of things a lot of times remain the same, and we just kind of keep doing it and don't really think about it. So no one's pushing anybody to get married. Like,
clearly the first two words are "I feel," which is opinion based.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's definitely not pushing nothing on anybody.
Yeah, you talking about a little
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I feel not like you should. Yeah, so take everything with a grain of salt, y'all. Anything.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't apply to you, then no one's saying don't get married. Like, go ahead and get your wedding, girl. We know you want it.
If you already plan to get married, then why are you so worried about what Lil Nas X saying?
Yeah,
It's not
I
gonna
guess
affect your life.
people don't like change in every area of life. They just you can change that because it doesn't affect me.
Yeah. So Lil Nas X isn't changing anything. He's not a lawmaker or nothing. So it's just a tweet, y'all. Come on.
He could be.
He could be, but he's not right
One
now.
day he's gonna be Mayor Nas X, President Nas X.
Right.
Marriage is a band. No one's getting married.
Yikes! I would be pissed about that.
Would
It's
you?
unnecessary. I mean, I wouldn't be pissed, but it's just like, really?
Be like, thank you.
No, for real.
There was another thing on social media. It says people is asking a question for people born from 1985 to 1995. So we're excluding Raven because she was born in like 2003.
No, I was born in 97.
Clearly like 3 years ago.
And the question is, why aren't y'all married yet? So this is mainly for me and you, Karan. I mean, Raven, I guess you can contribute.
And it what made it funnier was like, it said people born between 1985 and 1995. Why aren't they married yet? Respectfully, like hashtag respectfully. So it's supposed to be funny and toxic.
Yeah.
And
Shady.
Yeah. And it was interesting because right when I was like preparing for this, I was on Pew Research and it was saying like millennials, which are people born between 1985 to 95, they are, out of all of the other groups, even Gen Z, they're the least
Married people.
least married people. Like, and it's weird how it skipped right over like to Gen Z. Like we're getting married and
Y'all move too fast.
Yeah. Y'all impulsive.
like I mean I wouldn't disagree with that.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting. And, the reasons behind it are interesting as well.
And the thing about millennials, it's such a wide range. What is it, like 1981 to like 1995?
No, it's 1980 to 94.
Also 80 to 94. That's a large group. So if you're born in 80, you're like, what, 40? And 94, I'm 27. I mean, it's 13 years. It don't seem that big, but from being... my mindset is going to be different than a 40-year-old's, I would imagine, most times. So, I don't really know what a 40-year-old is thinking about marriage, but I also did some research, and it was talking about how millennials are strategic when it comes to love. They take more time to find a partner. They are cohabitating before legally committing and signing prenups.
Prenuptial agreements.
Yeah, and they're bringing the divorce rate down because they're doing all of that stuff. And
So they're thinking too hard.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, like you said, we're strategizing.
Strategizing, but...
We're delaying marriage for economic reasons, and we're trying to be financially successful first. Smart.
But then that point where you said they're driving up divorce rate.
No,
Now.
Oh, okay.
Because
okay.
we're doing all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, we've been taught, what we were always taught in school, Karan, go to college.
Go to college.
So we go to college.
Go to college, get a good job.
Yes.
Live your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Live the American dream. 2.5 kids. Never understood that. What's 0.5?
Baby, come out halfway and stay there. Well, baby.
The nuclear household.
So it's like, now you're taking on debt. The world has continued to, the world always changing, but there's been major changes for millennials, like in particular, of seeing like the internet boom, of seeing like different social constructs be broken down further, and it's different. So
Yeah.
we taking our time. We like, look, bro, I got to pay off these school loans. I ain't really got time to begin because it's costs money to be married and have kids and get a home and all.
Right. I mean, I'm not a millennial, but I have that same mindset. I was born 97. I'm considered Gen Z, and I'm not married yet. Like, I don't want to get married until I have myself ready yet. When I even think about being committed to someone right now, it makes me sick. Like, I don't know. It just...
You trying to sow your wild oats?
You said what?
Trying to sow your wild oats?
What does that mean?
You never heard that
I
phrase?
don't even know what that means.
You never heard that phrase? It's usually said to men, like sowing your oats. I don't know if it's wild oats, but like basically like
Sound like an old man, something old man.
having your fun before settling down.
No, it's not. It's not even about that. Like, it's really just like, I finally have my first apartment. I have my own space, and I want to keep it that way for as long as possible until I'm ready to start sharing my life.
You know, wake up every day. God dang it.
God, no.
Can I look at your face again? That's all this.
You know, if you find the right one, maybe it'll change. But still, like, just having a hot body next to me all the time.
You used to be mad when you wake up, go get you a toaster strudel, and find out he used 2 icing packets for one.
Right?
Whoa, what?
Who raised you?
Yeah, that whole cohabitation thing ain't for me either. So.
But see, that's why in that article I read, and it's from Business Insider, it was saying that we're cohabitating versus, you know, older generations, they call it, and I don't know if y'all know this because y'all ain't know the other one, they call it shacking.
No, I know what that means, yeah.
When you're living together before marriage. But we be like, nah, we going to be together so I can see your habits so that I know what to expect long term. Because can you imagine, like, just getting married to somebody, and most times I think back then it was rushed because, you know, for whatever reasons, but getting married and then having to find out about that person, like, and when you're living with them for the first time.
You didn't even go through the trial runs. You didn't test drive it or nothing.
I don't think cohabitation is necessary because if you really want to know how a person lives, and I know this answer doesn't like debunk everything, but like you can go on a week vacation with them and you will know how they a little bit, like a couple. Not necessarily, it won't be long term, but like if you marry someone, you said you really love this person, and you go divorce them because they, I don't know, they don't know how to wash clothes, or like they don't know how to do something basic thing that you can teach them. Like, come on, that means you don't know what love is.
I tell you one of the reasons why I think it's good to cohabitate beforehand.
Okay.
Complacency.
Oof.
What do you mean by that?
Preach, Karan.
Once everything is good and fun, usually when y'all separate, you know, you get excited to go over there and see that person, you're hanging out, then y'all leave y'all separate ways, you miss each other, then y'all come back and it's all over again. But when you with somebody 24/7, 365, and leap years, people tend to become complacent, and those fun things it's not the same no more. Things start to become dull. You know, you feel like you don't have to do as much now. Well, I live with you, so why do I need to keep doing that for?
The honeymoon phase goes away.
I'm saying, but that's gonna be a thing in marriage that you gotta constantly work on. Yes. Like just because you live with them beforehand, you find out earlier than others that it gets boring. You always have to be intentional in your marriage. You always have to.
How do you know that person is able to deal with that complacency the right way?
What do you mean? Like,
say for
like
example,
okay,
two people who never lived with each other, then boom, they live with each other after marriage. Start becoming complacent. Well, this is boring now. No, you wasn't the fun person I thought you was beforehand.
Yeah. But that's why you have to be careful with marriage. You have to. If you don't, of course, that's why marriages fail, because people go into the mindset of like, I love this person. Like they love me and like I love, but marriage is more than just love. It's a commitment to like go through changes with that person.
Yeah, it is.
But you have to be willing to like, you have to identify for yourself what changes am I okay with and what changes am I not okay with. Like if they remain the same all the time, am I okay with that? You know, because like for me, if I was dating somebody that didn't know how to clean properly and didn't want to learn how to clean and was just kind of nasty, like leaving dishes piled up in the sink or leaving the bathroom dirty, they don't clean, like I couldn't do that.
But you wouldn't think that you're going over your girl's house like maybe a couple times a week. Yes, she could easily like just hide it by constantly cleaning her house, but if you're dating her for a couple years, like you're gonna catch her slipping.
You might catch a slip up every now and then. You're like, you just write it off. Yeah. But when you live with that every day, like, oh, hell no. Yeah. Why she keep leaving this dang on used spoon on the counter, leaving a little milk stain on the countertop?
You got a peanut butter spoon on the counter. What's wrong with you?
Damn, y'all can't live with me.
Peanut butter
That's
spoon.
That's exactly how much.
Tell them, y'all better live with Raven first.
Raven got peanut butter in a jelly container. That's Karan pet peeve.
I'll leave first day.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, little stuff do matter, but who am I? I'm 23.
No, I mean you don't gotta say that.
No, I'm saying but I'm saying like I don't want to make it seem like what I'm saying is law, like you know. But that's just how I see it, you know.
I mean it's not law for any of us.
Because I don't have any really strict things. Because I'm not the cleanest person. Like my house isn't disgusting, but like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see someone for like you, like your house is always spotless. You want it that way. You have a strict.
I'm gonna start running up in Devon's house and run straight upstairs. Like, hey, Karan, I'm gonna run straight upstairs and look for some dirt. So Devon, you is dirty.
Okay.
He's like, you'll never find that.
Okay.
Check that ceiling fan.
Okay.
Right?
That's unnecessary.
But anyways.
So I just wanted to say, like, I don't think you have to cohabitate with other people.
Take things into consideration.
Yeah, but take things into
Weigh all
consideration.
options.
Yeah.
I don't think it will hurt to not. I don't think it will hurt to not cohabitate.
Karan needs to cohabitate beforehand.
I think
And to each
for
his
me
own.
too.
Yeah.
I think for myself too. And I also don't want to date you for 5 years to figure out if I'm gonna get married. Because I've seen people like post like,
They dated a man for
That's
9
super
No.
commitment.
They'll say like, dudes know, and this is very general, but they'll be like, dudes know if they want to marry a woman after like 6 months. And again, there's all different kinds of relationships, but this specific post was like, dudes know if they want to marry somebody after 6 months.
I wouldn't say 6 months. I mean, but they know if they want to commit to this person after 6 months. Not marry, maybe marry, but commit.
Commit, but not super commit.
Yeah.
Yeah, super commitment, different.
I also found that Black millennials are far less likely to be married than other racial ethnic groups.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it was because, because as a Black community, we're getting pushed to go into college and, do all these other things. Like, and a requirement for a relationship, like our standards, our expectations, like how we talked about in last episode, we want someone who has a higher education. We want someone who's ambitious. We want someone, like, marriage is very sacred for us, Actually, I'm not going to say, like it's absolute, but that's what we try to find now. Like, y'all want a girl who's ambitious now. Back then, it was like, I want a girl who can keep the household clean. But now it's more than that.
Raise my 18 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, our standards have increased as a Black community.
Devon standards is way too high if we want 18 kids.
That'd have been me back in the day.
Heck no.
Now he just want 12.
Yeah. I brought it down, guys, to be more realistic. Just 12.
Have a little football team.
I think that may be, we always talk about this, but we have more things that we have to fix. So I just talked about the article, and it's like millennials are trying to get all these things in order so that they can have these, what seems to be healthy relationships. Black millennials, a lot of times, you're in a different economic group than your parents. You have a higher level of education. So it's like, we're understanding more about our upbringings, about trauma in our families and in our communities, and we have a lot more things.
Trying to break these generational curses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like you trying to get healthy in yourself first before you find somebody and get married.
Yeah. I just hate how it's just solely in the millennial spot, because I feel like I relate to whatever all y'all are saying. Like, I feel like a millennial, even though I'm not.
I mean, we joke about it all the time, but you're
Yeah.
not that far.
I'm not that far from
97?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 94, so it's
And I
been
think
3 years.
Yeah, and I think it matters too, because we're talking about this on Friday. Like, if you have an older sibling, you're affected. My brother, he's 30, so like I'm easily affected to like more millennial. So.
And you're raised by the same parents.
No, we weren't.
Well,
Look at you assuming.
I'm okay.
My older brother, we have different moms, but that's a whole nother story. But
like same people wise, somebody born in 1994.
we were not raised the same at all.
No, I'm not saying like you specifically, but I'm saying like somebody born in 1994 and somebody born in 1997.
Oh, like
it's
same.
like the same, like parents from probably the same generation. If they're not
More than likely.
more than likely, right? Like I know there's different ages of people having kids and stuff, but
For our case, no, because he was raised up north and his mom was white. I was raised down south and my mom is Black. And they're two different ages.
Gotcha.
She had my older brother when she was like 16. So that's a whole different...
Yeah.
We don't have to go into that, but it does make a difference when all that stuff happens. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, I mean, and it seems like the next topic is like waiting to find that special someone. Like we're being more, like I said, like we're being more picky about who we want to spend the rest of our lives with, rather than it's not just some business transaction.
Trying to be more patient.
Yeah, because myself in particular, I don't want to settle. Like when I think of marriage, because I do want to get married one day, I think of being with a partner that I can grow with, and we're going to grow like generally in the same direction. We don't have to be the same, but we're growing generally in the same direction. And I want to be ready for when I meet that person. So I want to continue working on myself, like you said, breaking generational curses. going to therapy so you can get your mental right, like getting your finances together. And, you know, if I meet somebody that I feel like I could be married to and I can grow with and be in that super commitment, then that'll be dope. But I just, you know, I feel like there's some stuff I need to do on myself first.
Did you want to say something? Okay. I feel like for me, I don't need to have my finances right. I don't need to be done with my career and all these different things to get a relationship. Like, I feel like if I were to meet someone right now, I will be open, even though I'm in a small apartment, I can barely afford myself. Like, you know, I will be open to having a relationship and, you know, maybe a year or two later get married. Of course, it would have to be like strategic. Like, if he ain't got no job, then okay, maybe.
Nah, you just say it didn't matter, right?
You know, no, but I'm saying like, it would be unwise to get married and y'all don't at least have no financial income. You know, that's kind of weird.
Some stability.
Yeah, there needs to be some stability.
It sounds like you're saying, even though I might not be where I want to be, I have the ambition to get there, and that ambition is attractive.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
So, would y'all date somebody that works at McDonald's? Oh Lord, she is judging everybody. That work at McDonald's. You work at McDonald's.
If I were to be real with myself, like say, you know, I'm gonna be real. When I'm on a dating app, which I'm not on anymore as much.
Shout out to Bet on CD for posing this question on his podcast.
Yeah. I'm dead. Shout out to Hinge for this experience. But when I'm scrolling and I see someone working at like a place that is not really giving me some type of security and stability, I just keep going. I don't stop and try to talk. Even if they're cute, even if they have like...
But they have some financial income.
They have income. I'm saying I want our income to match a little bit. Because as a therapist, I'm not going to be making that much either. Like, I'm not...
McDonald's? Y'all going to match. McDonald's?
All right.
Beginner therapist?
Y'all both serving people?
If he was like corporate McDonald's, that's different.
That's all I was going to ask you. What level?
I mean, it could have been somebody who's been there, you know, worked their way up the ladder.
Okay,
been
so
there
like
for some
what?
years.
Corporate?
They started, they started there at 16, they're 23 like Raven now, or 27 like you, DEVON. And they worked their way up the ladder, probably manager of the McDonald's.
Mm-hmm. I need to know aspirations. Because if you're just want to stay there, maybe, and not want to do anything else, and you're comfortable with that.
What do they want to franchise McDonald's?
Then that's aspirations. I'm like, cool. Like, what's the plan to get there? You know, like, what's the mindset? I'm looking at that kind of stuff because I'm much like Raven. That is important to me. As I've gotten older, because I used to be like, man, it don't matter. I can meet that woman. She gonna be dope. We gonna fall in love. Blah blah blah. But now I'm like, nah, bro. Like, you gotta be able to contribute as well.
And then even with the knowledge of like, the reason why divorce rates are up too is because of money, you know. So if I'm not making that much, I'm making okay as a therapist, you know. But then like, I don't know. I'm trying not to sound like shallow, but it is what it is. It is what it is, you know. Like, but that doesn't mean that everybody thinks that same way. Yeah. You know, like there's somebody who's okay with that.
Yeah. And it depends, like, and I think that's what kind of makes it harder maybe for our generation because we use the dating apps. But let's say like you were to meet this man, Raven, in Food Line, and you see him and there's a physical attraction and y'all start talking and job doesn't get brought up right away. But you guys, you know, exchange numbers and you guys have this consistent conversation for a couple of weeks and you just have so much in common. Like there's passion there, there's chemistry. And then eventually you find out what he does. Yeah. You probably would be more inclined to continue talking to him because you've already had that foundation versus being on an app and scrolling. And being
right. Yeah. And judging from the first sight. Yeah. Well, even, okay, say I met him at Food Line. He's working there. He's a cashier and he's like my age and I'll give him my number. I'm not going to deny it because he could be working behind the scenes. He could be in a doctorate program working at
Food Line. Food Line workers. McDonald's workers don't stand a chance, but Food Line, let's step up. Kroger.
No, I mean, even at McDonald's, like if they're working at McDonald's as like a side hustle as they're working for something else.
That too.
I'm okay with that.
And that's what you got to find out. It's like, but I would imagine on the Hinge or the other dating apps, like you're not just going to put the side hustle first. Like, you're going to put the main thing first.
So
what if you find out that their true aspiration was to be but they got all the ambition and aspiration in the world, but they want to be a rapper?
No, I can't.
No,
They
really?
got SoundCloud leaks and everything.
No.
What if they up and coming?
It's not even that hard to get on Apple Music.
The thing
nowadays.
is, I want other women to. They deserve love, but that love isn't gonna come from me. That sounds really bad, but it makes me feel insecure. Like I don't have security in that relationship to know that I'm not a ride or die girl. Let's just say that. Like I'm not gonna ride with you in the slums as you're like making music in your house for as long as possible to get there. I'm not that type of girl, and I'm being completely honest. I'm not gonna pretend I'm that girl. There are women who are like that, and that's great. Yeah. But even if a guy tries to talk to me and he later becomes a billionaire from his music, I would be like, good for him. Still, like I wouldn't regret it. I wouldn't say, dang, I should have stayed with him. Like no, like I would still be like, good for you. I'm not.
I just remembered something. I seen another post, and it'll be like, I was dating somebody. They had a higher job than me, and it was a woman, and he let me go because he said we weren't making the same amount of money. Some years went by. I started doing stuff, and now I make a lot of money. And he reached out to me and was like, hey, I see you doing good for yourself. Like, we should reconnect. And I told him no, because if you couldn't accept me down here, then you don't deserve me at this point. Right?
And that's
How do you feel about that?
She should have been like, I just want to thank you for giving me the drive and ambition to push me to do more. Because if I would have stayed with you, I probably would stay complacent. So now I'm doing a whole lot better without you.
But did he though? Maybe she had that ambition while they were talking. He just didn't want to wait for it.
I mean, at the end of the day, like I would say no to him too. I'm not mad at her because, like I said, there are people out there who are willing to be there for you in the beginning. You know, and I think it was really shallow for him to come back later and be like,
Is it though?
Yes.
Because I mean, if he saw things in her that he liked, and he's like, everything's here, but much like you said, you just like we're not making the same. So that's what I'm looking for, because maybe he's older or different life circumstances or whatever. So then like he sees like later on they both single, and he like now she kind of has that.
But
like,
over money though,
I still say no, she shouldn't do it, because why couldn't he help her to get to that point?
Would you? If you met a girl at McDonald's, Karan, that's a cashier, and she's like, I have dreams of like owning multiple.
Keep on dreaming, baby.
multiple hair salons. Like
keep on dreaming.
This can still work for us. I don't make a lot right now, Karan, but
you need it, but keep on dreaming.
So would you
keep on dreaming?
Would you talk to her?
Keep on dreaming.
No, I'm asking you. Would you be in a relationship with her?
Keep on dreaming.
I don't know what that means.
Me no.
No. Exactly. No. So you understand like we're in this hypothetical like instance. Situation where he's coming from.
But he was already with her. You tell if I met somebody, they was together.
Yeah, it sounds like he tried it and he was like, it's just not working for me.
Do y'all think it's healthy to stay with someone who is emotionally broken and to be in a relationship with them until marriage and like help fix them?
A hard shit, boy.
No.
Talking about baggage?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You talking about no? I wouldn't get with them. If as bad as I would want to be with them, if they emotionally broken, I need you to get yourself together before we can become a thing.
I like that question, right? Because that's very important as far as marriage and relationships go. I'm gonna tell y'all what Kahi told me, Karan.
I thought they said you broke down some people.
Nah, I'm not out here doing that. Shut up. I had a mentor tell me before. He was like, you can date off of potential, or you can look at what this person has and kind of go from there. And what he was saying is like potential is not guaranteed. So as far as money goes, as far as emotional states go, and other things, like it depends on the person. But myself, I understand that potential isn't guaranteed. So like you can be like, I'm gonna help this person, I'm gonna help them get to this point, and then we'll be good. Number one, that's kind of not unconditional love, because it's like you're waiting for them to get to a certain point in order for things to be better. Or maybe you do have that unconditional love and you just want them to be healthy for the sake of being healthy. But it's a lot, and you have to ask yourself, am I willing to go through all the trials and tribulations that are going to happen? Yeah, and it can be draining. So for me, that's a no. It depends on what's going on though. Something simple where they can go to therapy, cool. I go to therapy. I get that. But if it's something very damaging to the point where
it's affecting their daily life
or affecting y'all's relationship
and our relationship and me, then that's not for me.
I know specifically for me, like, and I'm pretty sure it's the same thing for Karan, like, being therapists and we're constantly taking people's emotional baggage and trauma every day. Like, I need someone who is emotionally mature in order to help me out, for one, because I'm going to come home feeling crappy some days. I'm not saying that he's gonna fix me, but I want someone who has the emotional support to support me.
Yeah.
But not only that, like, I don't have time to babysit you and to give therapy to you every day.
I'm not coming home from work to work.
No.
Yes,
and that doesn't mean that I'm not trying to support him or you're not trying to support her. Because, of course, like, in a marriage, like, you're going to support your significant other. But to do with therapy and, like, counsel this person through their traumas, like...
Your significant others and friends, they are not your therapists.
No.
And you have to be able to get your cup filled. Like, you can't pour from an empty cup. And if somebody's continuously taking from your cup and not pouring back into you, you're going to be drained all the time.
Yeah.
And the field that we all work in, like, we experience emotional drainage, mental drainage. And, you know, you want to come home, you want somebody to be your peace.
Yeah.
Because it's like, shoot, I just been counseling people all day long dealing with challenges. And now I got to come home and deal with more challenges. That
phrase you just said triggers me.
What?
I want to come home and you're my peace. Because I know it's not really like meant
rampage.
I know it's not meant to be like that, but it's just like, because there's one guy I was talking to, he was saying that I want you to be happy when I come home.
Ooh, okay.
And I was like, I'm not gonna be some poster girl. If I'm pissed, you're gonna know I'm pissed, and we're gonna talk not at you per se, but I want to be able to have a range of emotions just like you.
Yeah.
I'm not always gonna be your peace because sometimes I'm gonna be upset. Sometimes you're gonna be upset. I'm gonna have a great day, but you're gonna be upset, and I have to, like, okay, get on your level in order to help you.
Yeah.
I know you didn't mean it like that, but I don't know. I just had to say that.
I think that's a good point, though. You was about to say something, Karan?
Nah, I was trying to think of what I was going to say, but go ahead.
I think that's a good point, though, because it's like, then you get into that kind of toxic expectation.
Like, yeah.
When I come home, you supposed to just cater to me and take care of my needs. And that's not how I meant it. I know that's not how you took it, but you got to be realistic. You know, what I should have said is that you don't add to my trauma, to my stress, to my frustrations by doing unnecessary things, you know, because everybody has a range of emotions. We're all
basically, I wanted to come, like, it sounded like he put that unnecessary expectation on you, but for me, it's like, I come home, like, okay, I know I can leave that behind and go here, and I can, feel good with you. Yeah. Not necessarily expecting you to do anything, but it's like, I'm just excited to come home to you.
Yeah. Or not even be like there won't be any challenges, but unnecessary, like, stupid stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Like you coming in and fussing about something insignificant.
And I expect that to be reciprocate, both ways, not just one-way street.
Yeah. Or you being able to recognize, just by looking at me or maybe paying attention to some kind of cues that I've had a rough day. Yeah. And maybe I'll address this later once they've eaten or had some time to relax. But like Karan said, you have to be able to do that too. You can't just expect it from your partner and you not do it too.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Definitely get that. It's hard. Like,
it is.
Just, that's why I'm saying, like, I wait so hard. I wait so much to, like, I'm patient with waiting for a relationship because it's a lot to take on. You know, you have to take on someone else's emotions, even with kids, and we ain't got to give them that. But, like, starting a family in general is just going to be tough.
Yeah. Do you have to marry the person that you love?
You don't have to. It's a choice. You don't have to. Some people do it for financial, business, and all this other stuff. No, it benefits both of them to be together. They may not be happy, but
it's easier to. But you can learn to love someone.
You can, yeah.
I don't say you have to. I don't say you have. I don't want to say you have to do anything. Yeah. You have the choice to do whatever you want.
But if you've been with this person for 5 years, you love them, they love you, and you know that. Do y'all have to, like, is the expectation that you now get married?
I think the expectation comes from everybody else. If those two agree that they don't want to get married and not go what society says, but girl, you've been with him for how long? It'll be a ring on my finger. If they want to go to super commitment route, just let them go super commitment.
I love that, super commitment.
Yeah. Society does play a huge role into
Stop listening to your single friends who don't know no better.
Disney movies, man. That's what it is, for real.
It's rooted in, like, I'm weak. No, it really is rooted in, like, okay, I know probably half our listeners probably watch this show, but Bridgerton, if y'all watch Bridgerton, I know they haven't watched it. All they watch is grown men cartoons.
How do you know my life?
Do you watch? I asked you and you said no.
But you don't know if I watched it since then,
right?
Assuming.
What is it about? It's
about people in the 18th or 17th century.
Because I told you that.
In England, and they talk with an English accent. And there's a lot of bridges in it.
See, but anyways, it's really like basically the whole point is like there's seasons of when a woman is ready, she goes out to these parties and finds the man and they get married. And like just the way that I know that was how it was back in the day. Like women, they are looking for a man and the man's looking for the woman, and it's expected that they get married. And if they don't get married out of that season of like courting and like finding people, like women are deemed as like unwanted, undesirable, and a man is like, okay, well, next season it is, you know, like I'll just wait next season. And it's in the show, it's a girl's worst fear is to not find a man after that season, you know, because then after that nobody's gonna want you, and now you're not gonna have financial support for your family.
What was the season? Was it summertime? Was the season
summertime? Fine.
It was like around spring, summer. Yeah.
That's because they were clean, y'all.
They were what?
That's because they were clean. They could take baths at that time.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
I'm just thinking about history. That's probably where it comes from.
Y'all dirty all year, but now
I'm clean, boy. I'm out here trying to find that person.
Get them pheromones going.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I would prefer to marry someone that I love.
Yeah.
Personally, yes, I would. I'm not gonna say what's best for me is best for everybody else, because that's clearly not true. Yeah, I think what would be best for me to find somebody that I actually truly love unconditionally and, you know, didn't get married.
Yeah. I think we should bring back those parties. A whole bunch of single people get together.
DEVON gonna wash all y'all.
You said what?
You said bring back those parties.
I ain't talking about bathing party. I'm talking about
No, you gotta wash them before the party
I ain't
starts.
washing nobody but myself.
I'm so confused.
You going back to your show?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the bridge show.
The Bridgerton. No, Bridgerton. The family is named Bridgerton. Anyways.
I like the British show better. Sounds better.
They cross a lot of bridges.
So corny.
But you laughed, though, didn't you?
Okay.
Corny guys are winning, y'all. Come on.
Huh?
Corny guys winning.
Exactly.
Are they?
Exactly.
Aren't we all single here?
That's a whole other conversation.
What?
I'm single by choice.
Period. So what's the whole other conversation, DEVON?
Exclamation point.
Corny guys winning.
Yeah, corny guys winning.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is a whole other
episode
conversation.
about that.
I mean,
expectations about
it's gonna be short for me. They are not winning. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So define unconditional.
I feel triggered.
I'm just kidding.
Is it that they're not winning or she's not winning?
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's your problem. You ain't met that corny dude.
I've given plenty of corny.
You but them
dudes try.
thugs.
The wrong kind of corny
I don't want no
Leave
thug.
those Florida men alone.
I tried a thug, but he wasn't even a thug for real. He just was raised around them. Anyways,
poser.
what is unconditional?
This is a question.
What is unconditional love? No, Raven can't do it, y'all.
I was trying to. Y'all kept interrupting me.
Let me bring us back because we had a comment that said we'd be all over the place.
Yeah, we did. Did you see
I
that?
low-key wanted to address that.
In the podcast?
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
Afterwards, after the end of the podcast or after the podcast?
After the podcast.
Man, I feel like I didn't know that. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I wanted to, because you brought up Bridgerton and you brought up people feeling bad because they haven't met somebody. And I think society does put that expectation that, you know, you need to be married by a certain time. You need to be married. You need to have kids. Blah, 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 blah. How y'all feel about that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting to that certain age where my parents are like, you ain't got no boyfriend yet? And I'm like, oh my God.
I'm at that point. It's surprising when Karan is talking to somebody.
I love that for Karan.
My family,
I think
everybody who think that's trash.
I think that's more so because of how you are, though.
Everybody's so used to me being single. As soon as I mention a female name, Karan.
What, Karan? Who? Where? Is she real? She in Canada?
No.
No, she's real.
That is so annoying. It makes me not want to tell nobody nothing. Because I know how the response is going to be and I don't feel like dealing with it.
So how do you feel when people are surprised?
Annoyed. Because I feel like it's not that surprising. Like Devon said, single by choice. I'm not just better jumping into any relationship I don't want to be in. Like Devon saw me where I took my time with somebody and I realized that this wasn't it. So I'm not about to just do something just because we're talking.
Which was smart.
Yeah,
which was very smart.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a certain age that you need to get married by.
No.
Some people get married in their 60s.
Stop get rid of these societal norms.
Get married when you feel like you're ready. However, do you feel like there's a such thing as getting married too early?
Yes.
Elaborate.
I do.
Fresh out of school, as in grade school, I think it is. Granted, it definitely works out for some people, and that's amazing to see high school sweethearts and last forever. But a lot of that's just like you're just still young. Your brain is still growing. You're still maturing.
Yeah.
And if you're still out there doing childish things, I don't think you're ready for that. I don't think it's personally good to be married and y'all both still living in separate houses with y'all parents and things like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but they end up moving in together. Some of them do. Like they'll get a job downtown and they stay in the same they stay in the same city that they met. And
I'm gonna change my answer. Do whatever you think is best for you. Because whatever I think is not gonna matter.
I mean, the thing is, I don't even want to say that. I think before you do it though, think about it. Go to marriage counseling and like talk about it with your significant other, because me knowing how much I've changed when I was 22 and like even now, like I was not making great decisions when I was 18 and some people are mature. I don't know, but
I'm gonna put this out there. Premarital counseling is a thing, and your boy is about to get into a preparing the wrench class, which is basically premarital counseling. So I'm about to be certified eventually in the near future. So come after your boy.
Okay, CEU.
There you go.
Continue education.
Get help. But do y'all think that's more of like a small town thing?
I've definitely seen a lot happen in the small town that I grew up in.
Yeah, because it's like it's not a lot of opportunities, maybe. Like job wise and like this, it's not a lot of people around you, so you find that person that you feel like you work with, and y'all just like
let's go and just tie this up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you see. Their parents, that was their parents had high school sweethearts, and before then it was like that. So that's what they see.
Yeah.
In the big city, it's hooking up and not really getting married till later and
running the streets and not the dirt roads.
Yeah, it's
not
not the same. Yeah,
a big difference.
They just want that house and they couple of dogs and they 3 kids.
Streets are tough.
Yeah.
Dirt roads, forgiven.
Go out here and go mudding. That's what they did in my hometown.
Have you ever done it?
No. I ain't got no truck.
Oh, true.
I ain't think I want to come home with my truck that muddy.
No, I don't understand that. No. But my parents got married my mom was 29 or 30, and my dad was 33 or 40. I mean, not 40, 33 or 34.
Yeah.
I clearly jumped, and I don't know why. But, so, I know my dad, he was like, he wanted to take his time. He wanted to make sure he was ready to be committed to somebody, And I think that's what you have to understand about yourself. Or am I ready at this young age to take this leap, to be with this person forever? And every relationship is different. But, if you don't feel like you are, or you have doubts, don't pull the trigger too soon. Take your time, because you got time.
Look, if anybody's out there like me and you chose to have a non-prepaid, you chose to have a prepaid phone plan, no contract, take your time. And that commitment is scary.
I like commitments.
That commitment is scary. I'm doing better.
I'm not gonna say relationship commitment. I ain't gonna put you out there like that, but
I got a contract plan now, but beforehand, no contracts with me.
So with the fear of commitment, what are other fears do y'all have about marriage?
Carol's like, you want me to do what? For how many years?
Right. No, I like to leave early when I want to. But one kind of fear I always had about marriage is get together and blah blah blah, do our thing, and then don't work out.
Especially when y'all been together for a long time.
Yes.
That's a whole process to get divorced and everything.
Yeah, watching my parents, hey mom, hey dad, watch my parents go through their divorce was traumatic. Yeah, like it's just it affects both of them, and I just don't want to go through that. And they've been married they got married when I was born, so they were married for like 20 years. Yeah. So that's and they dated before that, so that's even longer that they've known each other. It's just a whole process, and they're both really good now. Like they're both in their own things, but like that rough period, watching them go through that, it is not. And you talk to people like the divorce, people say divorce is one of the like hardest things you go through.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, and I can't even explain why. I mean, obviously there's reasons why, but there's probably a lot of deeper things to it. It's like grieving. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a loss of someone, so it is definitely you grieving.
Yeah.
Would y'all argue that it also could be like a loss of self if you're tied to that relationship?
Well, yeah, a lot of people stay because they can't live on their own. They came in a sense codependent. Yeah. So they need the other person to make it.
Not even that, but like you've only known your life for 20 years with that person. Exactly. So like there's a piece of self
the fear that comes with it.
The people I've seen in counseling where they've been with somebody for so long and then break up, and I'm like, well, who is such and such? And the response is always, I don't know.
Who's who?
Like, who are you?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Who are you?
I think
Like,
you're talking about like a person that came and broke up the marriage.
no. I asked them like, no, who is such and such?
Who are you?
Yeah, and they were like, honestly, I don't know. Like,
All I know is this unit.
yeah, it's like I'm a mom. No, I'm a parent. Other than that, I don't know.
And I think that's one of my fears is losing my sense of self in a marriage. Like, I want to be married. I want to be connected to that person, but I also don't ever want to lose myself.
Yeah.
And I understand how hard that is. And I think that goes with a fear of commitment for me. Like, I didn't realize I had a fear of commitment until this year. Like, when I would think about like talking to a guy or like possibly settling down or whatever, like it just, I don't want to say it pisses me off, but it makes me like feel some type of way, like uncomfortable.
I low key like my freedom. The come and go as I please, not having to answer to anybody. For the most part, I like my freedom, but I'm realizing that to get into a relationship, I have to sacrifice something in a sense. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world to like, check
Because
in.
you like that person.
Yeah. If you enjoy them, it's you shouldn't feel like you're gonna be tied down.
Yeah.
You just gotta move differently.
But when you think about like y'all aren't always gonna be lollipops and rainbows, like when y'all think about like arguments and how it can easily ruin your day.
Don't you start with me.
Yeah, like it could easily ruin your day.
My fear, because one of the things that I've learned that I need is for somebody to come into the relationship with me and they know themselves. They have a good sense of who they are, what they're looking for, and what direction they're headed towards. And they don't lose themselves easily. So that when we get together, we can continue to be two separate wholes, but, combine to create something better. Because much like you all, my fear is that we get together and you have a whole bunch of question marks about who you are, what's your journey. And then as we move forward, you start to change so significantly that you're no longer the person that I met, and it's significant. And maybe we have kids, maybe we have a business together, and then it leads to the ending of the relationship. That would be traumatic for me because it's like, I love you, we've built this beautiful life together. And now because of some things that you didn't work through or figure out, everything's changing. So that's my fear. I hope that will never happen.
But it's like when you say all that, it's almost, and I'm not attacking you because I'm the same way, but it's just like we almost want them to be perfect coming in.
Not perfection. Just know yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm not perfect. And there's stuff about me that's going to change. I don't expect for them to always be the same. I expect for them to change it in certain ways, but not so drastically to the point
To your core, you're still yourself.
Yeah, at your core, you're still yourself, but drastic changes that like cause like huge extreme like quakes and ripples in the relationship. Like, them saying like, I can't even think of something significant, or like maybe they get to the point where they're like, you know what, monogamy's not for me. And we're 5 years into a relationship. We have one child. It's like, what?
I need something even more serious.
What?
Jelly in the peanut butter jar. If they can't change that, then we can't work. They can't change that, we can't work.
But like those two things, it's like,
Not those two
that
things.
don't work. That don't work for me. Like,
And don't give me that argument, well, they got the little squeeze joint with the peanut butter and jelly and the same thing. That's made to be like that.
yeah.
Separate jars are not made to be in
I don't know
together.
if I trust that jelly. There's something wrong with that jelly.
Yeah.
They had to put some extra stuff on it.
There's
to
some
make
extra stuff in that jelly.
Jelly or peanut? One of them be turning white when they in the other jar. That's not attractive.
The peanut butter turns white in the jelly.
I think so.
Yeah. It ain't natural. How you got jelly and peanut butter in the same container? It ain't white. Gotta put some preservatives.
I don't even like peanut butter, so yeah. So I'm just not in this.
So all you men out there that like peanut butter,
You like peanut butter or you work at McDonald's, you can't do it. Leave Raven alone.
Karan, I found something out and it blew my mind.
About Raven?
Yes, about QR.
QR. What QR do?
QR eats sour cream like ice cream.
First of all,
Just gonna put that out there. Y'all can do with that what y'all want.
I don't.
It's a lie.
I just say it's one of the best. Like taco night, it's going to be a lot on the actual taco. But say there's leftover meat and there's leftover sour cream, I'm dumping it.
Like ice cream. She used the taco meat like sprinkles, bro. That's how she doing. That's her life.
He seems so disappointed, and I feel
That's her life, girl. I didn't know how to process it either. I was like,
okay. But mind you, he was saying Devon said that mayonnaise is better than sour cream.
no, you said if I had to choose between eating a tablespoon of mayonnaise and sour cream, which one would I choose? And I said that is so hard because I don't eat any of those by themselves.
Oh, I eat sour cream by itself.
See,
I mean, but I wouldn't buy sour cream by itself and eat it out the jar. But I'm saying when it's taco night, I can.
what are we excited about as far as
Karan, I'm so he has nothing to say to me.
we make her all speechless?
I will say, taco night. I do like an extra helping of sour cream on my stuff.
Thank you.
It makes tacos better.
Yes.
And I will say I am guilty of taking a spoon and scooping sour cream out and boom boom, whatever's left on there. I lick the spoon. But for what you do,
But that's what I do. That is what I do.
That sounds like you take it on 2 scoops.
No, I do. Okay, y'all being
She got an ice
dramatic.
cream scoop.
What Karan
She
described
like
is
the
what
Raisin
I
Bran
do.
son.
She crumbling the taco meat on top.
Anyways,
What are
when
y'all?
when it comes to excitement about marriage, nothing comes to mind.
Damn. Karan.
Nothing comes to mind.
I mean,
Go ahead.
God, that's so bleak.
I mean,
You ain't excited about nothing.
I am, but I don't know if I want to say it on podcast.
Take out marriage and put in super commitment.
No, I'm getting married, so I'm not going to call it super commitment.
But you can go from commitment to super commitment and then to marriage. Now you can
That's
take
what
that
I
route.
plan on doing. Yeah.
Yes.
I ain't taking no extra steps. I ain't doing no
Commitment, marriage.
No. Yes. I'm single until married. Okay. We're gonna talk about that later. Okay. So I don't.
Food line guys, just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Karan, what are you excited about?
I would say this. When I was younger, probably about your age, I used to always be like, marriage, I'd just be happy if I have a kid, continue my legacy. But now I'm getting older and whatnot, and like, I think I'm excited to have that person that I love and I get to see every single day, and somebody that I truly enjoy being around with.
Yeah.
I can finally push the bond to the side and have them come up and take his spot.
Wow.
And not think twice about it. I think that'd be fun. And like I said, just a lifelong partner that I just genuinely enjoy being around with every day.
Is there somebody on the horizon that you feel like could fill that spot, Karan?
What are you excited about, Devon? We are not finna do that to him because
Y'all
y'all already got me.
I was finna do it, boy.
No, I don't want you to.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, I'm not. Right now, nobody's fulfilling the shoes for marriage.
Gotcha.
I have to get to the commitment part first.
And that makes that makes sense. Yeah, that
I
makes
like
sense.
that. Yeah.
That's what I expected, Raven. I don't know what you were talking about.
I think I'm gonna go out there and buy a ring after this thing.
I just didn't want to go ahead, Devon. What are you excited about?
I'm like Karan. I'm excited for that partner that I can spend my life with. We can build a family with. Share our time together, and just enjoy life. Like I enjoy your company. I enjoy your personality. I like you at your core, and I think that's important. You have to like that person because you're not always going to agree with them. There's going to be disagreements, but you have to love and like them. So yeah.
I came up with one.
Oh no, that time passed. Right?
No. I am excited for intimacy. If I were to say, because right now I don't want anything in a relationship unless it's like I feel like that's a hole that I have that I'm trying to fill up for myself. I'm trying to give myself my own intimacy. But one thing that I really, 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 really want is intimacy. Like I don't need I don't know. I just something about intimacy that I feel like I'm lacking, and I really, really want. That's what I'm excited about in marriage, is to always have someone to be intimate with. Like whether it's like talking about something really, really deep and like getting to know each other, working on each other, and like pillow talk, like all that. I'm really excited about that.
I need somebody.
I'll say that too.
I need somebody I can joke around with all the time. I joke way too much. I need somebody who can joke with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take your answer, Raven. I need super intimacy.
No. Yeah.
We were putting super towards everything now.
Yeah, right. Super. I don't know what time we're at. This is just gonna be a long podcast, but I do want to ask this question before we get to the redirect corner.
Good.
Okay.
Before we get to the redirect corner, why do people say you're single until you're married? I'm glad you said that right now. I forgot all about it.
The reason why I say that as a woman is because it's easy. It's easy to act like a wife really, really soon. It's easy to just like assume that you're already going to marry this guy and just jump the gun. And so like saying I'm single till married helps me stay on track. Like, okay, like we're committed, we're exclusive. And if you were to cheat on me in this relationship, it would still hurt me. But at the end of the day, like we can break up the next day and I will be fine.
But single, saying it, just hearing the words like without no explanation behind
I
anything,
know.
it sounds like you're not truly committed.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
But that's not true. Because when you define marriage like how I do, where it's like marriage is a forever bond, rather than a relationship is not a forever bond. You're still, when you're dating someone, you're still getting to know someone until you're ready to, okay.
I'll say you always get to know somebody. You learn something new about every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the sour cream.
But now that you're married, you can get to know someone, and then it's like it's more of a strain to leave them.
It can be a strain to be in a committed relationship with somebody and leave that person.
But not as much as the divorce.
Because the legal stuff.
Exactly.
But the emotional toll that it can.
But I'm saying the legal stuff and the kids and y'all a house.
But you can have kids and not be married.
Well, you staying for the kids.
A lot of people do.
Y'all staying for the kids? You in a miserable relationship.
I would try to work. I would try to work
extra
extra hard.
I ain't asking about those people.
It would push me to work extra hard to stay in a relationship because I have children. If I didn't have any and it ain't working and we can't resolve it, then it's like, all right,
From my own, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. From my personal experience, I would not stay for the kids. Now, I haven't been married before, but I've seen people do it, and it affected the kids more.
And I've heard that argument too.
Because it's just like, okay, the kids, it's a huge elephant in the room. It's like, okay, we know y'all ain't rocking for real.
Yeah.
So why y'all pretending? Yeah. And will you respect your parents for trying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, it's not worth it.
I saw somebody say, I'd rather be from a broken home than to be living in a broken home.
Okay. And I think age probably matters too, as far as all.
Yeah.
They young, look, KJ, you just gonna have to understand. Like when you get older, then you see where I'm coming from. Your mama crazy.
Yeah. I don't necessarily agree with the whole single until marriage thing.
You don't have to.
It wasn't against you.
No, I'm saying I say
Total
it.
offense.
I say it.
I
say it specifically for mindset, but why don't you agree?
Because it, like Karan said, it implies that you're not completely committed, or you're afraid of being hurt. So you say, you know what? If I say that I'm single, then I can detach myself and my emotions from this relationship because I was never completely in it anyways.
Boy, let somebody tell me, Karan, even though we're together, I'm still single till we're married.
Yeah.
Be like LeBron James. Put my stuff on.
Boy.
Single till you single right now.
As many times I've seen that, me and y'all, I need to get a suit like that so I can do that in real life.
I honestly agree with what y'all are saying. Because now that I'm having that mindset, I have found myself feeling detached from the person and not being able to like commit.
You're not 100% there.
Not 100%.
Defense
because
mechanism.
Of fear.
Yeah, defense mechanism.
You can't blame me, but is that really like...
Get that 1 foot out the door just in case.
Yeah. I mean, but I do need... That just shows... Y'all just showed me in this podcast at this moment that I need some healing to do.
Look at us old folks.
No.
I do it again.
Go ahead, yeah. No.
Women's History Month.
Because I hate... I hate finding new growth opportunities because it's tiring.
Yeah.
We had a woman tell us during Women's Month that we helped her.
Boy.
What?
How many other men can say that?
This y'all only time, so y'all better put on a plaque.
Put it on social media. Devon, make sure you cut this part out. Give it a good title.
Y'all mad annoying. Anyways, since I'm taking Karan's job, the redirect corner is, so what do we say to older generation? Wait, what?
Go ahead.
Older generations need to understand that society changes, thus the behaviors of people will change as well.
So what do we say to those people, the old folks who don't like change?
Yeah.
That it's inevitable. They just need to be comfortable with it. And once you accept that things are changing, your life will be more peaceful. There's no point in fighting against what other people are trying to do with their lives.
Very well said.
Was it?
Yeah.
Interesting. Go ahead. What do y'all think?
I got something else to very well say. Shut up. We are not you. Y'all had y'all time. This is our time.
It's our time to shine.
We're not going to be exactly like y'all. No, y'all say y'all want us to be better than y'all. This is our opportunity to be better than y'all. Let us grow and let us change, especially us millennials, because we had to go through a lot of. Y'all went through the hardships and everything because of the way y'all parents were raised and everything, and so on and such forth. And we're like they said earlier, we're trying to break those curses. Now we're changing things. So we are changing the world, and we're not doing like y'all. Yeah. If y'all got a problem with that, we got hands.
And stop asking us when we're getting married. We don't know.
Yeah, we really we don't know. we really don't.
I'm just going to set a calendar appointment for that.
Mm-hmm.
I say be understanding that the generations under you, we have the privilege to question a lot of different things that you may not have had. So I'm sure that you yourself at some point in time was like, I don't know when I'm going to get married. Why are you expecting me to get married at this age or to raise a family in this way or X, Y, and Z? So just kind of take yourself back to when you were younger and the things that you questioned but weren't able to. That's what we're doing now. So, just give us a little bit more respect.
Mm-hmm. Okay, with that being said.
Got a little outro, so I'm going to see if this makes sense. Marriage isn't a product you seek. Marriage is a product of the choices you make. So if you can make the right choices, we can be there.
Kind of do.
Okay. So be grateful for the twists in the road. They teach us grace and humility.
Live your life as though each moment is putting you towards a super commitment.
Yes.
Okay. And with that being said, engage with our socials, our Instagram and Facebook at the Redirekt Podcast.
Hold on, we got to redo that because it's my job. So make sure, guys, y'all engage with us on our social medias, Instagram and Facebook, at the Redirekt Podcast.
The Redirekt Podcast. DA is THE.
Oh, weak.
Make sure you connect with us there. Make sure y'all say something about Raven because she's clearly wild. And Food Line, guys, we're here for y'all. McDonald's,
we support y'all.
Yeah, McDonald's too, and
Kroger,
and peanut butter lovers.
Publix, all of them.
I bet you Raven don't like Reese's cups.
I don't.
Oh.
And 1, 2, 3.
Redirekt out. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube to stream our episodes. Also, connect with us via Instagram and Facebook at the Redirekt Podcast. And be sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment. Redirekt out.